Hello folks, welcome to this stream on Twitch and soon to be uploaded on YouTube. So today we are on the 777 from Sydney to Melbourne. So I'll get cracking. First of all, we're gonna set the payload and the fuel. First the fuel. We need 25-200. And the payload will do it on the zero fuel weight. I'm not gonna bother with the passenger spread in the cabin. Zero fuel weight we have today of 201. That's about it. Okay, so the fuel is on. The doors we're gonna call GSX and request deboarding. So we've got the L1 and L2 doors open. We've got also the cargo. Go for Dinata. Okay, that's fine. Okay. We can operate the jetway if we want to. Here's the jetway moving for what it's worth. You can see the jetway going towards the door, which is nice. No bother, it's good. It's gonna connect to the L2 door. We are boarding passengers. So we're just taken over the aircraft and we'll call first officer to do the preliminary flight flow.
Hello.
Preliminary pre-flight flow.
Hello.
Preliminary pre-flight flow.
Okay, I will do the flow for you.
Hello. Welcome aboard. Good morning. Thank you. Hello.
I will do the exterior inspection for you, Captain.
Thank you.
At your service.
Good morning. Thank you.
Okay, so what we're gonna do first is set up the FMC. So like always, we'll start with the ident page 777-200LR. G engines, the rack is correct. Drag and fuel flow we disregard for this. Then the Posinit page, we are in Sydney, so YSSY. And take the GPS position, and here we are, we are done. Next is the route. We'll request the route. We've got a route in there, and it's the YSSY YMML 01 requested. The request is sent, route 1 uplink is ready, so we'll load it.
Hello.
Put 1 uplink loading message, we can clear it up.
Welcome aboard.
So we got ready the origin, YSSY, and destination YMML. Flight number is the now 123. It's a fictitious flight.
Good morning. Thank you.
And runway will be a 34 left, I believe.
Hello.
Go for 34 left. And the latest wind I have on the CFB.
Hello. Morning. Safety.
090 at 9. Okay.
Hello.
Actually, we'll go 16.
Hello.
Right. Short the taxi. I'll do that. So we'll check the route.
Safety.
The route should be Whiskey Oscar Lima. I'll spare you with the pronunciation. Then routing to Hotel 65 Razzi and Quebec 29 to Melbourne. That's correct. Activate, execute. And go Perfinet. So zero fuel weight is 201. That is correct. But we'll see that later on actually. 7.3 is the reserve. Reserve is 3.3 plus 7.2. That's 10.5 actually. 10.5. Hold on, we'll accept that first. 10.5 didn't change anything. 10.5. The cost index was set 120. 360 is good, I believe. Yeah. You can say 30% here. Okay, now we go to departure arrival, 16 right. Is the Campi 2. Route. Right, and there's a discontinuity, but we'll link it. Campi is a radar departure, so we'll just link that. Okay, this is all correct. It's good. Load data, load the wind. There's some winds in there, which is good, and a decent forecast. Seems correct as well. Makes sense at least. 110 is the transition and 10,000 for departure. Transition altitude. So we've done all that. Navrad we don't really need for that one. Progress page 391 over 380. Or for yeah, no, that's correct. Do a route copy. Route 2 back to route 1. All the uplinks are loaded, and yeah, we'll leave that one for today. It's okay. We'll go back to the perf page to do the performance later on. Cancel this. Do my flow on this side. So I'll test the oxygen. For what it's worth. All these are fine. QNH is 1006. Fence 170. Heading will be 160 something. Got a few old plates for Sydney. Where is that going to be? The plates are not that old, they're about a year old. I don't think there's been much changes, but just in case. Sydney, Sydney, Sydney. $155. Okay. And initially by TC, so I say we'll go to 10,000. Let's see. Okay, cool. After that, check all this is set. Yes, it's good. Pre-flight flow.
OK for pre-flight.
So now he's gonna run through the overhead panel setup. Obviously he does that all silently. So while it does that, I'll look at just more or less briefing myself, and then we'll go. So once again he seems a bit troubled. There's a couple of problems with the overhead panel flow for some reason. It's not working again. I don't know if it's because I interrupted with the silencing of multi-crew experience. Boarding is complete. Good. We'll see the kind of job it does with the overhead panel and the rest of his setup. Have you finished? Have you finished? Hello?
Commander.
This is not good. Anyway, so now the performance 201 plus 25.2 to 26.2, that's correct. To the next page, take an assume of 45 degrees, climb 1, and acceleration height 1000, and 3000 and 1500. Then flaps 5 CG by the FMC and speeds 138, 142 or 152. 152. LNAV, VNAV, track 155, 10,000 feet.
Pre-flight complete, Captain.
250 below 10, E6, 36 recommended, it's good. Or 152, set. Pre-flight checklist.
Pre-flight checklist. Oxygen.
Tested.
Flight instruments.
Heading set, altimeter set.
Parking brake set. Fuel control switches cut off. Pre-flight checklist completed.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Before start flow.
Roger. Stand by for APU. Recall engine shutdown. CAS off.
Cancel, I guess.
EGAS clear. Ready for before start checklist.
Before start checklist.
Before start checklist. Pre-flight deck door.
Closed and locked.
Passenger signs.
On.
MCP.
Set.
Takeoff speeds.
Set.
CDU pre-flight.
Completed.
Trim.
Set.
Taxi and takeoff briefing.
Completed.
Beacon on. Before start checklist completed.
Okay. So it's a rainy evening in Sydney. Not too bad, no.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Okay, we are ready as well. The bypass pin is installed. Oh yeah, sorry, my apologies. Forgot the trucks. Oh yeah, that's not good. All the ground connections are attached. Yeah.
Locking gear.
Great.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted. Release parking brakes.
Parking brake released.
Release parking brakes.
Skipper confirm. Remove parking brake now.
All engines clear. Start that wheel.
This is really bad. Anyway. It's only a game. Start right engine.
Engaging starter 2. Fuel flow engine 2.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Hello Beverly, I hope you're okay.
Starter cutout engine 2.
Start the left engine.
Engaging starter 1.
Set parking brakes.
Fuel flow engine 1.
Parking brake set, you're clear to disconnect, and we'll see you on the right with the pin. Bye bye.
Starter cutout, engine 1.
Unlocking gear.
Before taxi flow.
Okay.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass main removed.
Recall ready for the checklist.
Flaps 5.
Flaps 5 selected.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
That's an interesting effect below the aircraft. I've never seen that before. It's like some kind of steam. Before taxi checklist.
Before taxi checklist. Anti-ice.
Auto.
Recall.
Checked.
Auto brake auto. Flight controls.
Checked.
Ground equipment.
Clear.
Before taxi checklist completed.
Ready for taxi flow.
Sure. Ready.
Okay. So we are going to taxi out of the apron, then left onto Golf, and then second left onto Victor, or Alpha should I say. And from Alpha all the way to 16 right. Takeoff review flow. Takeoff review flow.
Yes, Captain. Flaps as required. Runway correct. V2 set PFD and runway track correct. Initial altitude set. Trim set. FMC set. Transponder set. I will do the checklist when the cabin is ready.
Before takeoff checklist. Before takeoff checklist.
Before takeoff checklist. Flaps.
Set.
Before takeoff checklist completed.
Okay, we are clear to line up now and take off runway 16 right. So you can see there's a bit of weather in the opposite direction, so when we line up we'll have a look at the weather ahead and see if we need to avoid. It's very nice. It looks like the taxiway is wet and shining with the moisture. It's really good. Doesn't seem to be so great on the FPS, unfortunately, but it's good. Runway entry flow. Runway entry flow. Runway entry flow.
Roger. Cabin crew prepare for takeoff.
Approaching 16 right. On runway 16 right.
So having a look at the weather, it looks pretty clear on the magenta line. I'll just increase the range. It's campy. There's a bit of red here, so it's okay. We can go. It's no problem.
V1. Rotate.
Gear up.
Gear coming up. Gear up and locked.
Flaps 1.
Flaps 1 selected.
Flaps up. Flaps up.
Flaps coming up.
After takeoff checklist.
After takeoff checklist. Landing gear up. Flaps up. After takeoff checklist completed.
$10,000 climbing flow.
Okay. Seatbelt sign on or auto.
Seatbelt sign auto.
Fasten seatbelt signs auto.
Okay, so that's us. Now climbing to level 360, standard set. And off we go. The weather is much clearer at higher levels. I am amazed by the realism of this simulation. It's really good what they're doing nowadays. Sorry, you probably worked out I can't speak too much today. I'm a bit My voice is a little bit broken. And I'm in a fairly relaxed mood, so I'm taking it easy. So for the moment, the FMC still recommends flight level 360. So we'll stick to that. Top of descent in about half an hour. It's good. Short flight, short hop from Sydney to Melbourne. Takes 8 hours in a car, but only 1 hour by plane, which is good. So we are approaching Wollongong, or whatever you pronounce it. Then as we turn, we match the new track of the route by putting the track bug on top of the magenta line. So the next track is 221, we've got a track set to 221. Earlier on, one of the YouTube followers was asking about the takeoff and how to engage the autopilot and retract the flaps and do the after takeoff checklist. Today I flew the departure manually, so asked multi-crew experience to retract the gear and then retract the flaps on schedule while we were accelerating from 3,000 feet on the climb out. And then once I was happy with the flaps up and a little bit hand flying, then engaged the autopilot and did the after takeoff checklist in the process. So that's the way to do it. Otherwise we can retract the flaps, retract the gear first, engage the autopilot at 200 feet. Then whenever the acceleration height is, start the flap retraction. And once the flaps are retracted, we've got the green up showing here in the ICAS upper display, then we can do the after takeoff checklist. Nice cirrus cloud there. Coming on top. So because there's been an update on the 777, supposed to reduce the VAS footprint, all the settings I had for the views are all mixed up, so today I'm kind of limited to either the cockpit view or this external view. I don't have my other visual settings up to scratch. So it's not too bad, 3,000 feet to go to top of climb. Still recommending 3.6, although the optimum is a bit further up. But yeah, it's good, doesn't bother me. One to go. Speed in our path, and there's a bit of weather like west of Canberra. We can't really tell here, but so that's it, 360, top of climb, top of descent at 1.4. I've got no rival set up, so it's probably gonna change slightly once I set up the arrival. So that's the end of part 1. I'll see you for part 2 for the cruise, the briefing up to top of descent.